Hello everyone, it's Alessandra here. I hope you're all well and welcome back. I'm very grateful. I've just come back from my walk as usual, so I love to do the readings or videos just after my walk. It makes me feel good. And I'm looking around and I'm seeing, as I walk around, I'm seeing all the leaves on the ground. It's autumn and there's these beautiful colors that just form like a rug that you're walking along. And it makes you feel good because you can see how magic, even in this space where the leaves need to fall, they create the magic through the colors that they produce. Makes me feel really, really good when I walk out in nature. So today, as I was walking, I was sort of thinking in my mind, and it spurred the attention on what I usually sort of explain to others, that whatever we are, so the narrative, what is the narrative in our head? And how do we talk about ourselves and we create the narrative of ourselves and life? Now, when there is self-empowerment or self-love or self-confidence that we need to empower, most of the time what I explain is that the way you speak about yourself and your life within your thoughts, within yourself, is what needs to change for something on the outside to change. Because our observation of it through the narrative, so if you're constantly speaking about yourself and finding faults, or listening to what other people make you believe that are your faults, or things that you are needing to do to improve yourself, you're giving away your power to those concepts. But at the same time, how you speak about yourself and your life is very important. So instead of speaking in the negative, I'm not good, I don't do enough, I have to learn this, I have to please that person, otherwise, if I don't say yes, they don't accept me. That doesn't work. Now, those are just a few things, right? But some people make it so compelling to create a story that is negative, and it is very compelling to the point where they find it very hard to understand that somehow they are creating the results on the outside. I had someone who was telling me that all the faults that she was finding within herself, it was just a joke. And other people were joking about it, oh, it's the usual thing that she does. Oh, she's very clumsy. Yeah, I'm very clumsy. And she was finding the excuse. Well, the thing is that other people were doing the same. Why is it that everyone then treats me this way? Because the power that we have through our mind is that whatever we see within ourselves, whether it's a vision, whether it's a thought, whether it's a story that we actually write or we hear, because we're telling ourselves things all the time, or we hear on the outside, that's like a boomerang going out. And when it goes out, it has to come back likewise, because it will bounce against the events, the people, and the situations that will come back and present you with the picture that you're creating in your own mind. So it's very important to catch ourselves when we are considering that what we're thinking in our mind, oh, that doesn't really matter. It does. What you think in your mind, the images that you see, the information that you take in, creates thought forms that then create your reality. If you're a person who is always speaking in the negative, then if you start looking around you, you will notice that more or less that's coming back to you. But sometimes it's other people that give you that thought, and I do hope that they don't do it on purpose, that there are people who do it on purpose. They know that if they say something to you, then you can't avoid thinking about it. If they show you an image, if they're talking about something that you feel like getting sick, or talking about you losing something, or relationships, whatever they're saying to you, if you listen to it and you take it in, you are creating the premise for it then to becoming a much greater problem. So this is a very extensive subject. I would like to spend hours doing this, but we will get there. So just for today, imagine that everything in your life depends on what you say. Just take it as a one-off and do it. Catch yourself every single time that you are giving yourself a negative and revert it into a positive. If someone talks about illness, be mindful not to take on too seriously what they are saying, because you are in that instant, if you repeat it or you focus on it, you are telling your body, we need to produce the same result. So thought forms come from the outside, but we also create them on the inside because we read information, we take it in, and then realize on a different level that we are representing those same things in our lives. Whether it's in our body, whether it's in our life, we are taking in information all the time. And you can't avoid it because the moment you take it in, you are prophesizing something similar to happen. And it may not, if you allow it to leave you, but if you take in an image, your unconscious mind will not release it. If you take in a thought, it will always be there. It doesn't go. And that's the most important thing. Oh, but they said that to me, but I'm not going to pay attention to it. It's in your mind and it's archived. Now, the fact that you don't pay attention to it, good, but you need to do the work to keep yourself in a narrative of releasing, of keeping yourself in a good space, of understanding how your mind works and creating a narrative of the life that you want to see, of the health of your body. I am healthy. My body is strong. My life is very abundant. I am prosperous. I am always looked after. All of these things create a narrative. And then no matter what anyone says to you, you automatically revert it because you're creating the premise for you to create a new habit of reversing anything that is negative. You just tell your unconscious mind whenever something comes in that does not match what I am actually establishing of health, abundance, and prosperity, peace, whatever it is that you put there, we are letting it go. We are releasing it, and we automatically revert the thought, revert the narrative, revert the image into something that we want to see. So it takes a bit of mind frame and it takes a bit of practice and a lot of patience to achieve that sort of situation where you can revert things into a positive. So just be mindful to catch yourself when you are speaking, especially about yourself and of your health, in a positive rather than a negative. Okay, that's why learning to discern what the mind is about and how it functions is very important. And for today, I'm going to leave you with that. I would like you to just give it a go, to revert from a negative to a positive, catch yourself and give it a go. Do it as much as you can, and then focus on the fact that you are the one creating the results on the outside. There are different formats of understanding this, and hopefully this concept that your narrative reproduces, you're an energy being, you're sending it out, it has to come back somehow. And so why not create a positive rather than a negative? You can heal your life, not just your body, also your life. And on the basis of that, I'm going to then pick 2 cards. Let's see what comes. Usually we get some results coming through with the cards, and they're the John Holden cards today. Okay, let's see what comes through. Okay, I'm going to pick a card. Intuition, perfect. I'm going to put those down. So what is intuition saying to us? To listen to the intuition, because usually when we are focusing too much on the outside and paying attention to things that are not working, we always have a choice to revert it back into trusting that and the messages we receive about our lives. And possibly it's also that little inkling inside that's going, no, that's really not okay. How about we revert it? But right now, everyone is being called to trust more in their intuition, and so are you, because you're listening to me. So I'm asking you to trust in that, and that concept that the messages you are receiving are just either warning you of something that's not working, or putting your attention on how you are speaking about yourself or your life, or presenting you with people who then resemble something that you don't want, and you're going, well, I didn't really listen, did I? Because I was warned. But today, while I was walking, I actually saw a beautiful butterfly, white butterfly, flying all around me, basically right under my nose. And white is purity, but it's a message that I pay attention to because butterflies bring renewal, purity. It's like they've come out of the cocoon. So the intuitive aspect is that you are trusting the messages that you get. So we're all coming out of a cocoon. We're all going into life with a better concept if we use our intuition. So what is intuitively happening right now is that a lot of people are feeling an energy shift. Now, depending on your own personal journey, you might feel that some like heavy duty stuff has been released and you are feeling more in tune with everything around you. It's like you're tapping into telepathy. There are a lot of people who are tapping into and feeling more connected to everything, or having dreams. So your intuition is bringing you the information all the time. We're all being awakened to heighten our intuition. And the whole world is in a frenzy, yes, but there isn't any part of us that is detached from anything else. So trust your intuition on everything. If it doesn't feel right, it most probably isn't right. Or there's something that sort of is not resonating on a deeper level. Because our success doesn't come from taking everything at face value. It actually is from sending it in, taking the information, and then ask your soul to guide you to the truth. And if that information that you're taking in is not truth, it will let you know intuitively. If it's resonating and if it's something you need to know, then it will implement with giving you further messages. Right now, this is happening all over the world. A lot of people are feeling connected and are feeling that there is messages coming through, and they are starting to trust. They're discerning, but they're also starting to trust what they are receiving. So maybe this is a message for you listening to me to actually do that a bit more with your own life, with your own sort of concepts. Now, I'm going to pick another card on the basis of this because I think that there might be some more that we need to see. Okay. Maybe there's a message on what the intuition I need to have today about the world itself. Okay. Okay. Emotional loss. Now, how do I fit that in? Well, in a certain way, the 5, and this is the 2, so looking after ourselves. But emotional loss, well, there's a lot going on that makes us feel sad, that gives us that feeling that we're losing something. So for each one of us, it will be different. But the 5 is about change. It's an ever-going cycle that things need to come and go, come and go. So we need to let it go. But somehow there's also a lot of sadness coming through. The intuition is trust that the journey is not just what you see and it's not what you've lost. The journey is that on the other side of that emotional loss, there is renewal. There is something new coming in. Life is an ever-changing cycle. What we try to hold on to is not going to work because the more we try to hang on to it, the more we get hurt. And yes, there is a lot of emotional loss around us in the world, but we need to trust our intuition on this and trust that, yes, we have to send out love. No matter what is going on, we send out love because, you know, the emotions come from a space of heart. But the 5 is indicating that there is, and as you can see behind this person and the Fibonacci, it's giving you the understanding that this is a cycle of the planet itself. But in the background, there is a new light, there's a sun, and it's showing that there's a new day presenting itself. So a new dawn, I will call it. And the Fibonacci is that this is the sacred geometry bringing us into alignment with what nature and the planet needs to do. There's the ocean behind it. So we're going back to the fluidity of letting go into the ocean because we're many drops becoming an ocean. So trust your intuition and trust that the ocean is becoming bigger and bigger and bigger because there are many of us that are coming back to that space and trusting that the change that we're going through creates a new dawn. It creates a new ocean, and the ocean is what we create. But it's a change that needs to happen. It's something that, it's part of the evolution of the planet. We just need to trust it. Trust through your intuition. Ask for the clarity from your soul and you will get it. I trust that you will do that. Now with this, I'm going to close for today and I thank you for listening to me. And we're all in this together. So holding hands, virtually or not, is something that will give us strength and we can do this. I know we can. Thank you.